On March 30th, 1968, in Charlemagne, Quebec, Céline Dion was born into a large, struggling family. Her parents, Thérèse and Adhémar, already had 13 children when Celine arrived. The family lived in a modest home where privacy was a luxury none of them could afford. The Dion household was marked by hard work, sacrifice, and an unshakable sense of togetherness. Money was tight and meals were often sparse. Thérèse, a devoted mother, would feed her children before feeding herself, a quiet heroism that Celine would understand more deeply as she grew older and became a mother herself. Despite the hardships, music was an ever-present force in the Dion home. Celine's father played the accordion, her mother sang, and her older siblings played instruments composed and harmonized. Music became the language of their home, used to express everything from joy to grief. Early signs of exceptional talent. Celine was not born into music, but it soon became clear that music was part of her. At the age of 5, she stood on the family kitchen table and sang with a certainty that stunned her family. Her voice was raw and powerful, drawing the attention of her siblings, who recognized her talent immediately. Celine's mother, Thérèse, and her father, Adhémar, exchanged a look of quiet realization that their daughter was different. Her voice had something extraordinary about it. Music had always been a part of their family, but Celine's gift made it clear that she was destined for something much greater. This early experience was the beginning of a journey that would take her far beyond Charlemagne, though at the time, no one could predict the scale of her future. Taking the first step toward fame. By the age of 12, Celine was already working on her dreams. Her mother, recognizing her potential, took a bold step and sent a homemade demo tape to René Angelil, one of Quebec's top music managers. Angelil, who had already helped establish several music careers, was used to receiving countless demos, but something about Celine's voice made him listen twice. Despite his initial hesitation, he arranged to meet her. When he arrived at the Dion home, he was expecting a polished performer, but instead he found a shy 12-year-old girl singing with the kind of confidence and intensity that most adults could never muster. Angelil was moved to tears by her voice and immediately offered to manage her career. He also made an extraordinary commitment, mortgaging his own house to finance her first album, a decision that would forever change both their lives. The transformation of a star, Celine's debut albums in Quebec were a hit, but René Angelil saw the potential for her to reach an even larger audience. He knew that for Celine to succeed on a global stage, she would need more than just raw talent. She needed a transformation. Angelil masterminded a makeover, correcting Celine's teeth, changing her wardrobe, and most significantly taking her from singing in French to learning English. Celine, aware of the process and its significance, embraced it with unwavering discipline. She knew that this wasn't about changing who she was, but about preparing her for the world stage. Celine later reflected that René believed in her before she even believed in herself. Everything she became, she owed to the man who took a risk on her and gave her the tools to succeed. A love that defied expectations behind Celine's rise to fame. There was a relationship that the public did not fully understand. René Angelil, Celine's manager, was 26 years older than her. And as the years went by, their professional relationship deepened into something more personal. By the time Celine was in her early 20s, the bond they shared became one of love, a love that was private but powerful. As their relationship grew, so did the criticism. Tabloids and critics began to question whether Celine, as a young girl, could have chosen freely to be with René given their significant age difference. The public was harsh, but Celine was resolute. She defended their love, saying that she knew what it was and who René was to her. She refused to let the world's judgment dictate her personal happiness. Their love, despite the scrutiny, remained steadfast, and in 1994 they married in a ceremony broadcast to millions. The Eurovision moment. In 1990, Celine took part in the Eurovision Song Contest representing Switzerland. She was 21 years old and performed Ne partez pas sans moi, a song that became her breakout moment on the global stage. The competition was watched by over 600 million people across Europe, and Celine, despite being an unknown outside of Quebec, captured the attention of the world. She won by a single point. But that narrow victory was enough to thrust her into the international spotlight. This was the moment when Céline Dion became a name known outside of Quebec, and it set the stage for her career to truly take off. Though her success in Quebec was already significant, winning Eurovision catapulted her into a new realm of fame that no one could have predicted. From Quebec to the world following her Eurovision win, Celine's career took a sharp upward trajectory. She began releasing English-language albums starting with Unison in 1990. Each album marked a step forward in her career, building on the success of the last. Her music was no longer confined to French-speaking audiences. Celine's powerful voice began to reach people around the world. Songs like The Power of Love and Think Twice became massive hits, and Celine quickly established herself as one of the world's leading pop divas. Her voice was unmatched, rich, powerful, and emotionally resonant, and it connected with listeners in a way that transcended language barriers. Céline Dion was no longer just a Quebec sensation, she was a global star, and the world was taking notice. The cultural phenomenon of My Heart Will Go On. In 1997, Céline Dion's voice became forever linked with the movie Titanic when she recorded My Heart Will Go On for its soundtrack. The song, written by James Horner and Will Jennings, was not initially embraced by director James Cameron, who had concerns about a traditional ballad closing his epic film. But when Celine recorded the song in a single take, her raw, emotional performance won him over. My Heart Will Go On became the anthem of Titanic, and the film's unprecedented success propelled the song to global superstardom. Celine's voice was now inescapable, heard in elevators, at weddings, and across various emotional milestones. The song became synonymous with the film and with Celine herself, solidifying her place in the pantheon of legendary artists. Unstoppable success and tragedy. Celine's career reached its pinnacle as she sold over 200 million records and performed for presidents, royalty, and sold-out stadiums around the world. But just as she was basking in the light of her incredible success, life began to deal her devastating blows. In 1998, René Angélil, the man who had built her career from the ground up, was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. The news shook Celine to her core. The man who had believed in her when no one else did, the man who had given her everything, was now facing the battle of his life. Celine's world, once filled with music and adoration, was suddenly overshadowed by the specter of loss. But she refused to stop. She continued to perform, to sing, and to keep the promise she had made to herself to never let her passion for music fade, no matter the personal cost. A legacy of strength. Céline Dion's life story is a testament to perseverance, love, and the power of music. From her humble beginnings in Charlemagne, Quebec, to her rise as one of the most recognizable voices on the planet, she has faced challenges that many would never have overcome. Yet despite the hardships, Celine's resilience has been unwavering. She has survived poverty, personal loss, and public scrutiny, all while continuing to create music that resonates with millions. Her legacy is not just about her incredible voice or her record-breaking sales, it's about the strength it took for her to keep going, even when the world seemed determined to bring her down. Céline Dion's story is one of triumph over adversity, a reminder that even in the face of immense challenges, the human spirit can endure.